The uneasy seat of a party chairman. Senator Abdullahi Adamu stepped in 2022, steps out in 2023. We look at the push and shove that led to the final dance. On security, House of Representatives screens defense chiefs and communicates the expectation of Nigerians to them. Also on Political Update today, we continue with the entry of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration with employment opportunities as a key issue. I'm Fisayo Ogunfuyi. Welcome. In the latest installment of the APC Chairmanship musical chairs, Deputy National Chairman North of the party, Senator Abubakar Kyari, has taken over as the acting National Chairman of the party. This follows the resignation of Senator Abdullahi Adamu and Iyola Omishore as National Chairman and Secretary of the party, respectively.
Monday morning, staff of the APC National Secretariat, like other party members, woke up to what they described as sudden news: the resignation of Abdullahi Adamu as the national chairman of APC. The sudden takeover of the parking space of the national chairman by the deputy chairman North sent a strong signal to staff of the secretariat.
There are procedures.
At the end of a closed-door meeting that lasted about 4 hours, the man wearing the new crown, Senator Abubakar Kyari, confirmed the new leadership and the resignation of the national chairman and national secretary.
And with this development, and according to the constitution of the All Progressive Congress, APC, it is now incumbent on my humble self, Senator Abubakar Kyari, as the Deputy National Chairman, North, to assume the office of the acting National Chairman of the APC. The Deputy National Secretary, Barrister Festus Fuanta, will now assume the office of the acting National Secretary of the All Progressives Congress, APC. And with these recent developments in the change of leadership, I'd like to inform everybody here that the proposed National Caucus meeting slated for Tuesday, the 18th, July 2023, and the National Executive Committee meeting of the All Progressive Congress slated for Wednesday, 19th July 2023 has hereby been postponed.
The new leadership urged party supporters to remain active members of the progressive family and contribute meaningfully to the growth of the party.
Okay, our correspondent Saliu Abdullahi Gwanara joins us live from the APC National Secretariat now. Saliu, you gave those reports yesterday. You were there, you are here again. I need to ask you whether the dust has settled yet over these recent resignations over there. Hello, Saliu. Can you tell us whether the dust has settled over there? I can see you at the APC National Secretariat. Go ahead, please.
Thank you, Fisayo. Thank you very much. Yeah, indeed, the dust has settled. It is day 2 of the party having a new leader in person of Senator Abubakar Kyari, who has taken over yesterday according to the constitution of the party. Following the resignation of the former national chairman. The atmosphere is cold as usual. There's no dust, even since that yesterday. As we speak, the National Working Committee members, led by their new chairman, acting chairman, Senator Abubakar Kyari, are currently meeting as usual. It is a daily thing. They meet daily to take decisions on day-to-day runnings of the party. And that, I want to assure you, is currently going on here. And you know, Nigerians know that the biggest story since yesterday is from the biggest party, the All Progressive Congress, or the party in power, so to say.
Well, I said it's been, you know, you are talking of chairman, but it's been a case of musical chairs in the past year. There was the Malabuni-led CCC, eventually dovetailing to the convention. But before then, there was a week or so of the former governor of Niger also superintending over the affairs of that party. Now the national chairman has stepped aside. We have also an arrangement now, so making 4 people occupying that seat in about a year and 2 or 3 months. So what are we expecting in the next few days?
I didn't get that question right. I didn't get you clearly.
What are we?
I didn't get you clear. Can you please repeat that question?
We've seen a lot of changes, so to speak, in the past 1.5 years. On that seat, from the caretaker committee to a week or so of the former governor of Niger superintending over the affairs of the party, moving to the convention, which eventually led to, the Senator Adamu led, ESCO coming in. And now we have the deputy chairman not occupying that seat. At least perhaps it will be temporary. But what should we be expecting? It seems to me as if the soap opera is yet to finish from that secretariat.
Yes. I think the next line of action now is which has commenced since yesterday. There is this stakeholder engagement across board, across all the organs of the party, from ward, local government, state, zonal, up to the federal level. I think consultations has commenced yesterday, and that is with a view to find to form a common ground on what will be the way forward. But in a situation like this, like what we've seen, what party members witnessed yesterday, the constitution demands that in a situation like this, the deputy national chairman North takes over power automatically, which has happened. So on the way forward for the next leadership, that will be determined by what the stakeholders, when we are talking about stakeholders here, we are talking about the leaders of the party, which include though not yet constituted, talking about the National Advisory Council of the party, NEC member, National Executive Council of the party. And in this situation, I think by the time the meeting that has been postponed finally take place, there will be a clear direction as to where the party is going in terms of leadership. But the next action will be for the party to come together, probably organize a convention that will bring in elected members of the National Working Committee.
Thank you very much, Saliu Gwanara. I started by asking you whether the dust has settled, but I can see the dust and a little bit of air blowing some things at the back there. But we'll come back to you in the course, maybe not in the course of this program, but in the course of the week to give us updates from the National Secretariat there. Thank you very much, Saliu Gwanara, for your update. Moving on now, Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Senator George Akume, has assured Nigerians that the present administration will deliver dividends of democracy to the people. He was speaking while playing host to different delegations who are at his office to discuss the Nigerian project.
And to see to the development of North Central, among other things. Of course, we have all it takes to do this. We therefore encourage you to take absolute political control of our zone by having quarterly meeting with the North Central Governors Forum and the North Central People's Forum.
This government, led by His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, is very conscious of its role in the affairs of this country. And the decisions taken so far reflect this understanding and thinking. The economic reforms beginning with the CBN should be commended by all. Let's continue to support this government. The President means well for this country.
To our main discussion today, many would say a key dividend of democracy is job creation and the provision of stimulus to budding enterprise. Now, Dr. Nasiru Landan is a politician, APC member and former Director General of the National Directorate of Employment, NTA. Doctor, thank you for joining us at this time.
Thank you very much.
When we invited you, I had one chairman. Now, by the time you are getting into the studio, there's an acting chairman. But that is not, I mean, that is not your fault. But let's go to the meat of the matter. Maybe we'll come back to that in the course of the show. Many have attributed some of the restiveness that we have seen in recent time, you know, in different parts of the country, to lack of jobs and proper engagement. Do you agree?
You're right. I quite agree with you.
So how do we go about, you know, perhaps making these jobs available? What creative ways can government, you know, begin to engage in, since it is the cardinal objective of this administration when your party was on the podium advertising to Nigerians?
Well, thank you very much. You see, youth empowerment, youth employment, and job creation is very important. It's a key for the survival of any government. I can remember when I was in NDE, we came with a lot of programs that can lead to various forms of job creations. And we were able to succeed to some extent. Even before the creation of the so-called Special Public Works, which came about when we used to go to Geneva for ILO meeting, International Labour Organization meeting, and I realized that there are some countries that have peculiar problems similar to that of Nigeria. And I had one-on-one meeting with people that are directly involved in job creation and provision of employment through entrepreneurial skills development from Argentina, India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, and Egypt. I sat with them, and Philippines. I sat with them sometimes during break, and I tap a lot of ideas from them, which I refine together so that we can have a Nigerian solution to Nigerian problems. And that's what gave birth to that 774,000 jobs. Initially, we did a pilot studies in 8 states, 5 local government each state, 1,000 per local government. And it was based on the success recorded. From that, the federal government decided to approve 1,000 per local government, each getting 60,000. It's a dry season drive. So, and the total amount of money involved is 52 billion naira for that project. And we came up with various modalities on how this project would be a success. We printed forms that have some security features that contains all the biodata.
But is it still on now, if I may button a little bit, Doctor?
Honestly, I don't know. You know, you people are very much aware of the circumstances of my exit from NDE. But as far as I'm concerned, that project, if appropriately, you know, executed, is a situation whereby government is trying to use one stone to kill 6 birds. I believe you'll agree with me that it is very easy for us to control the center when we are able to control the periphery. Think of 1,000 unemployed young men and women in a local government getting 60,000 naira each. Most of them, their capital is not up to 20,000. So at least there is so much money in circulation at the grassroots level. Number 2, it will reduce rural to urban migration. Number 3, I can remember the former President Muhammad Buhari used to tell us that wherever you are doing a program, if you have a gathering of young men and women that are more than 50, you look for a local preacher so that he can preach to them in their local language on the importance of self-reliance and living in peace. That is batch number 3. Batch number 4, we have a program in NDE called whereby BBT training. So we intend to deploy our staffs to talk to these young men on how to manage their meager resources so that they can move forward. Number 5, issue of community policing, telling these people what federal government did to you in your community is part of your national cake. So there is the need for you to safeguard it. And number 6, which is the most important, is not just the issue of engaging these young men and women within 6 months Sorry, within 3 months, and that's the end of it. Honestly, what we intend to do is to engage them as AEWs, agricultural extension workers. Because before we started this program, I had all the details of available lands from 100 hectares and above across this country from NALDA. So what we intend to do is to engage them. And
so let me come to you, because it sounds laudable and all that, and then somehow, what exactly, you've been in positions of a position of authority in the past. What is the problem or the gestation issue between concept and actuality? And why do we always have this valley of death between the two? Because politics is one, but actualizing promises is another.
Well, you see, government have ways of their doing things, but I believe, well, I don't know, but I believe there is some sincerity of purpose, because I was about to start this program, and part of what we intend to do, the fact that the first one we did, Price came out and said government is paying unemployed youth 20,000 naira for doing nothing, clearing gutter, and that was the reason why for the 774,000 jobs, we came up with the idea of looking after critical federal government infrastructure. I can remember Federal Ministry of Rural Agricultural Development gave us about 42,000 finished products. Some of them street lights. They are not working because the solar panel is dirty. So it's just a matter of employing these young men and women to climb up, clean them. And based on that, we approved 5.2 million naira worth of equipments, working tools to each and every local government through NDE. And those ones are the ones to be used as working tools for these young men and women to be engaged in this special public works.
Time is not our friend. We'll come for the last line, but we will bring you back on the low-hanging fruits of what the current administration will look at. So many things, including some issues even emanating from some of the discussions today, prices of fuel going up again and all that, and how sustainable some of our concepts are. But let's quickly take a few stories. We'll be back for the closing line. The president of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, has described the signing of Students' Loans Act by President Bola Tinubu as a commitment to the administration to address pressing issues in the educational sector.
I wish to assure Nigerians that the 10th Assembly shall support these and other similar programs of the executive arm of government, as we believe that our growth and development as a nation are dependent on the quality of our educational system.
I'm confident that you will be sufficiently exposed to requisite knowledge, not only about parliamentary practices and procedures, but also democratic governance.
Meanwhile, the House of Representatives has screened the newly appointed defense chiefs, and the House used the opportunity to communicate the expectation of Nigerians to them.
The screening of the newly appointed service chiefs is a necessary constitutional requirement. In their opening remarks, the chairman and members of the ad hoc committee did not mince words in telling the president's appointees that Nigerians want to see a more secured nation.
I urge you to kindly cooperate with the National Assembly while performing your constitutional duties of ensuring a peaceful, secure, and prosperous country for all Nigerians.
We are happy to see well-educated, fit, trim, and very anxious men in uniform that are ready to take the relevant strategic national security issues forward.
On their part, some of the nominees acknowledged that insecurity has stunted Nigeria's developmental plans and pledged their resolve towards a safer country.
We are aware that the challenges we're facing cannot be handled by one person or one service. It's a joint effort. Accordingly, my leadership concept will be hinged on 3 pillars, which include being people-centric. The people must believe that we're there for them. Prioritizing troops welfare, which is critical because a happy soldier or a happy airman or a happy seaman will give you the best. While deepening jointness and interagency cooperation to ensure our territories are secured and lives and properties are not threatened.
The screening thereafter entered into a closed-door session for 3 hours, after which the chairman of the ad hoc committee gave his impression.
They did very, very well. They come from very, very practical background. There are people who have served and served well. There are people who also have shown that they have passion for the Nigerian people and for the troops in which they lead.
The report of the screening committee will be considered at plenary for final confirmation of the appointment of the service chiefs.
For the last line, I guess to see here, Dr. Nasiru Landan, a politician and former Director General of the National Directorate of Employment. So if we were to employ your wealth of experience, looking at, the current realities, would you say we're still a step in the right direction, looking at the realities that we're confronted with at the moment? And in a few short words, how do we, proceed?
To this country is that the fact that we have leaders that are sharp, articulating, and coherent, leaders that are vast in green, blue, and digital economy. I'm talking of Mr. President Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu and Sir Kashim Shettima, the Vice President. If we have a very vibrant economy, all other social biases will take care of themselves. Once we have a good economy, there will be a lot of jobs, a lot of factories, money will be in circulation, and I think a lot of young men and women will have something to do. If you look at the current figure, they are talking about 30% of Nigerians are unemployed. You are talking of about 60 million people. And it's not just the issue of people being unemployed. There are people that are employed, there are people that are underemployed, there are people that are ready to work, there are people that are not ready to work. So it's a caricature of so many things. So as far as I'm concerned, from what I've seen in the present government, very soon, issue of youth unemployment will be a soon of the past. But I will advise the government to concentrate more on skills development, entrepreneurial development, because once you can use your head and your hands, that's where the money is.
All right, on that very, succinct note, we will round up political update today. Time has not been our friend. We'll be back on Friday, and perhaps in the course of the month as well, we'll bring you back when the team of people assisting the president would have taken shape, perhaps for more insight on this. And of course, we also expect that some of the political questions we asked earlier would have been resolved as well, looking at the destination of your chair, that's talking about the ruling party in the course of the next few months. As well, we also have the off-cycle elections coming up in November. My name is Fisayo Ogunfuyi, thanking you for watching and thanking our guests for coming, and of course our reporters outside the studios for their inputs as well. This has been Political Update for Tuesday. We'll be back on Friday for a fresher package. But between now and then, please play your politics for the greater good. Bye-bye now.